Well, this is going to be one of the most rainiest discussions I would ever ask in my personal topics that, it's been 10 years, 10 years since the times I was, start getting used to first having a camera of my own, my old camera. By the way, it still works, but the camera I'm using was the camera I'm using 2016. That's a long time, right? I have histories of cameras, but what am I talking about? Basically, on my personal rainy discussion. Now it's all rainy. I'm basically going to be talking about my personal experiences growing up Asian American, aka I am growing up my whole life growing up, my family's life growing up Chinese American in the 2000s. And so I would say something about somewhere like 90s too. And because it was a pretty interesting era to grow up at, man. Back in the day, like in 2000, I would say, good God, we were still going on family events a lot. We used to do it more frequently. Oh, let me see if it's. Oh no, the battery's still full. Sorry, the battery was still over. Anyway, so I used to get enamored with a lot of Chinese New Year, family visits, and family gatherings, and all that typical stuff that we would do more frequently when my senior relatives at the time were still alive. Quote unquote. Sorry. I just can't talk about it because most of them were either passed away. Most of my mom's cousins have moved on and too busy, too old, can't do as much because no one is gathering up, planning to do their things because they don't have time. But I would say that I know it's not a very stable a analogous thing, but I'm just saying it from a personal. I'm just using this topic as a personal discussion of why I thought it was interesting because it's pretty interesting for me and everybody else that do grow up as Chinese Americans and Asian Americans in general. Because in 2000s, I would say it's just I would say 2000. I would say that we used to you just go in the airport, you just go and you just go out in the airport. That's it. That's pretty much it. You don't have to deal with the BS extra security. Beefy. I know that they were like the airports at the time were pretty laxed, and they're not as stringent about people as they used to. So that's pretty much that's really a little hypocritical, don't you think? No matter how hard you try, there's always going to be people paying them bribes just to get around, and even security guards. That's pretty much moot. My family, cousin relatives didn't have to deal with the crap that they're dealing with now. Because hey, my family relatives just wanted to come to visit my family again and, have some gathering and fun and stuff like that. And it was interesting to me because, one, I never really thought about it was a big deal till, after you graduate college, after you get out of high school, after you get a job. I get a job via my internship program and all that stuff, which I will talk about it at the time right now. But yeah, so in 2000, it's pretty interesting because the internet at the time was still in its infancy, and it's too slow, and you would see all the letters and the newspaper reading, you see radios bopping and beeping and all, and it's playing music loud and all, or the people that were talking and chatting, or people showing and playing with toys. And yeah, I don't really see all that today, which is very funny. That I never even rode muni buses until recently from 2010, and it's kind of like interesting to see it that way. 2001, 2002, 2003. I think like I got like virtually the Game Boy Advances. I still got it. I still got it underneath. It's just like I hide it underneath the boxes with kind of interesting. It's interesting because my teachers at the time in elementary school, we were like, they were really stern, very like it was like a balance between like keeping the kids from going out of control and like all that stuff. And parents were not as oversensitive or microanalysts as they are now. And the school boards at the time, they were not as they were not overly sensitive and micro analysts as they were now. Because I mean, even with I minus the whole drama, minus the whole actual racist discrimination, prejudice crap that I've been dealing with, like just partially because I didn't even know the thing about bullying because I didn't even have the thought about it. It's, at the time, I think 2000 is also more interesting because I grew up in a Chinese American family, well, traditional Chinese family from Hong Kong at least, and I still go to Roosevelt Middle School. I still go to Dr. Real Cobb Elementary School. And he still they still have this Chinese New Year themes that celebrate. Hey, happy Chinese New Year and happy Mid-Autumn Fest. And I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, and it's kind of interesting because I watched it in VSS. I don't have it anymore, so that's pretty much what you got. And my family at a time, we and just do this to some extent. We were hoarding well, I hate using that word hoarding, but we would just say we're rodent packers. We packed up and we retained a shitload of items. That's all we were holding at the time. We don't see it anymore because look at it. It's very clean. Awesome by the way. Yeah. It's pretty good. I actually admit it. My parents and I cleaning up that damn house is actually a good idea to do it too. Because when I was cleaning up my book collection, my magazine collection, I'm still getting all the memories coming back to me. I used to get subscriptions from Natural Geographic magazines and Nintendo Powers and stuff. I don't get that anymore because it's pretty much pointless when you get the internet. But I think it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting because 2000s is where Quickly was the only show on this town at the time. It's they were the only show in the town. Everything else was non-existent. It was a random sorts of general business stores, Asian themed business stores that you won't see a lot of it now. Even the bakery stores, the newer ones, they were reincarnated from the original ABC restaurant and all that things because they have a shit crap of accusations against them at the Noriega branch, and they finally closed it down and they replaced it with something new, reincarnated TK Cafe. It was fun. I actually ate it there with my auntie and grandma, though, my papa, though. My last relative, elderly relative that I was close to, by the way, so she's all I had to me. So what else? I'm sorry I went on tangent. I just want to say something about society in general. I don't have that much issues, at least for me, but I know that my older cousins, they're all I want to be like an American. Oh my god, I had to fit in. I had to do all this and all that. I had to do it, or else people would make fun of me because I liked something that only I liked. That nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. Or and my little cousin, she's guilty too, and she's all like, "Oh my god, I want to fit in. I wanted to not speak Chinese. I want to not speak Cantonese in front of my everybody." Or else I get made fun of it, and I'm like, I barely know how to speak Cantonese because of my autism and stuff, but I really understand. I'm starting to get what you mean. I think me now would understand what I mean. I don't think me in 2010 would relate to it. Me in 2010 would have been like tearing ass out of them and just screaming, yelling at them and shit for that. And I'll probably be a hypocrite for me. And it's like, I don't know. Times have changed. It proves that how times have changed when like in their take two, and I'm like back shortly after the interruption from some random phone call. Sorry, I can't talk about it. Won't talk about it in my because of that. What I was going to say something about the whole thing about myself is I myself was trying to gain how to get social with people again in high school. It's just that been trying to pop out of my comfort zone, my bubble, I would say. And that's like irony right there. It's like I've been like going on every single high school social things, and granted the music was meh. I could have just sat with my teachers and some of my groups, and it's just like just not dance because it's kind of meh. And they have a grindy, like, they're just like dry, no, God, oh my God, no, I'm also guilty. I was on and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I don't even want to do this crap no more. And oh my God, oh my God, and the whole thing I was doing some. What the hell am I doing? Quirky deal. The high school prom was probably the worst I ever felt. I haven't been embarrassed in a while, and I don't think people really give a crap about it because I was like, it was kind of hard. It was also heartwarming because I get to go like bring my professional home with my mom after the whole high school prom is over. Prom is over, right? So that's interesting. So. Yeah, it's, I know it's, but that's just, like, but I'm noticing as my middle school and high school progresses, I've been noticing more content the people slowly starting to appreciate, at least Chinese culture in general, at least more so, because, yeah, it's my family, like Hong Kong family. That we are from Hong Kong, but yeah, we are like raised under a traditional Chinese Hong Kong style family, you may call it. That's like, and we used to like go shopping a lot. We used to eat a lot outside. We used to. Actually, sorry. Back again, and yes. This is one of those typical moment where I have a family friend come and deliver food to my parents because they had a lot of leftovers, and that's pretty much like one. I don't think I don't think my sister and my cousins would mind knowing this. It's just like, or it's like a. Like, it sort of harkens back to, like, the villages in Hong Kong where you had, like, community members and family friends, like, delivering each other's, like, food and stuff. Just just get, like their leftover foods and stuff. It's like, yeah, I know. It's sort of like its style. It harkens back. Yeah, that's why I shut the video because I have a family friend. I'm not gonna show the face because I don't want like my family friend getting attacked for some reason. That's why I decided to censor like close the video, self-contained it, and then I'll move on. That's pretty much like my privacy of my family's friends. I'm not gonna say it more because yeah, it's pretty fun. It's I know it's kind of like a balance between my Chinese and American heritage, culture's heritage. I would say it's kind of I'm trying to break away like slowly from me. It's just and but yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like you saw like people start appreciating Chinese culture as more time progressed. And, YouTube is like when YouTube first came out, like I forgot 2000 was it 2004 2005? Holy crap, that's a long time. Man, I am matured long enough to know about this. Like, I'm old actually. Yeah. When YouTube was only like, I was in middle school when YouTube was like when I would say 4 or 5 years old at the time when I was 2009 was like YouTube was like it was still kind of like it was getting up there. It was like more content friendly and all that stuff, and and they're like it's more in a sense it's a grassroots for Asian Americans and content creators for people of Asian descent internationally, like Southeast Asia and Hong Kong and Japanese and Taiwanese, and so that's pretty much like holy crap, that's a long time. That's why it's been like years. And I never even thought I say this. The themes. I was starting to appreciate the families. Like, I was appreciative of my family when I was in high school, but as more time progressed, and spending more time with them in college than I would. Then away from college life and just be with my family from time to time. And then now I'm full on. I'm going to spend time with my family more. Like I would say, after spring semester, my last year ended, I'm starting to appreciate more. And I was more like I wanted to be with my family because I don't even know how the hell am I able to survive if it wasn't for my parents like going like day in and day out getting help outside, trying to get me into Special Olympics, and, trying to put me into these individual therapies and stuff like that in Oak Children's Center, and then arrange me to go to City College. City College, Ocean Campus, where I've been stuck for like 5 years. 5 years at 2010. I'm like, that's like, damn, my parents are like, I really appreciate, I had to thank my family, my parents, my sisters, and my cousins, my older cousins, my younger cousins, and myself included for just being for each other, and my own friends from college, and I just but I will say this to people that were older, people that were my age, and people that were like younger, like my cousin's age. You just had to be happy about yourself. Be happy that your family is trying to be there, help your ass out, because your friends that you see in high school ain't gonna be around anymore, anyways. So what the hell they know about you if you knew more about yourself than you know them? So that's like, but I would say this: don't be ashamed of don't be ashamed of expressing what your views about. Like, I wanted to learn about my family's language, my traditional language, or origin of my ancestor language. I ain't like it. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap about what you think about it right now, and you just be happy about yourself, like, even if you had to at some point gather enough money to go visit a relative from that you might never even know, but your parents or your auntie or uncle may know, so or your cousin may know. So I don't know. It's kind of amazing. Or your younger cousin or your older cousin may know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like the zigzag sort of thing. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know. It's but I do remember in 2006, 2007. Wow, wow. I don't even remember that. I'm so old. I really forgot about that. Actually, 2007. That's where I was going to Hong Kong with my family and my sisters after they went to after we were on a China trip with the church, and when my sister was 9 years old. That's how old my little sister was at the time, and and a whole we're renting a room and stuff for my cousins and relatives. Yeah, that was my parents' plan. They just want them to live and support until they found a place to move in, and they're that's pretty much a chain reaction sort of support that. Or it's like a zigzag chain migration or immigration sort of thing, or transition. I might call it chain transition, sort of, because it is in a way my parents' version of chain migration, or it's a way. I don't know. But I think now it's 2019, and it's been 10 years since it's 2009, actually. I was getting used to I was getting used to cameras more than I was at computers. And 2010 to 2018, I was now transitioning into joining in some random social media, and I'm just trying to keep it contained. By the way, so yeah. I don't know. It's just I don't know about that one myself too. The one thing I do appreciate more is I do appreciate the content that the all those Asian cultures, the pop cultures, virtually everything in life that everything in Asia has to offer. I got my PS Vita Slim from Japanese, and by the way, and I got virtually all this thing, and I'm it's virtually me. I'm a weird fucking old abyss of a Botaku and a nerd, and I'm so damn proud of it. And I don't even need it to prove it. I just here you go. It's fun. Oh man, I'm probably gonna bloop it, but for sure. But it'd probably be a little bit raw footage and stuff. But anyways, it's kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it's so funny that when you get old, they're maturing actually, and you actually. I'm in my mid-20s? Well, late 20s? Wow. That's how old I am now. And I am starting to speak more Cantonese, and in terms of vocal, I'm still in a elementary level, but I am getting used to being. I'm still more appreciative of my cultures between Chinese and American heritage and culture, and both sides. Than well, at least hybrid forms than ever. And I'm more I'm trying not to eat too much stuff because I had to keep my health keep myself healthy. I mean, I would love to try out Boba Tea. Wait, hold on, hold on. I got this for shits and giggles. I got this. Well, I got it from my sister. My little sister loved the damn thing so much. I got the black one. It was so cool. Look, it's like it's all metal. It's metal as hell. Like you're rocking it, and he's just like, I got it from the teacup, TJ's cup. It's kind of cool. It's cool. I got her as a Christmas gift, and she loving it. My older sister got the black one, and she absolutely loved the damn thing. And the best thing is, I got my friend, or at least my college friend from the anime club. He's got under a white elephant. He's like, "Damn, I'm gonna keep it." Whoop. It's so funny. That's like, oh man, I know some of my friends that I can't say it not here, but I would have loved to see his reactions to their reaction to it if they were here. It would have been so fun. It makes me appreciate that I have the worst and the best and virtually everything that American-born Chinese had to deal with in the 2000s. And at least I'm not gonna miss 2000s that much. Well, sort of, but I do miss the simplicity of 2000s. I miss the days when anime shows used to show up more often with the Toonami and all its sister channels, blocks that were in Cartoon Network. I miss the days. I miss the days that I was watching at Kids WB, Fospa, Jedi, all those things at Nickelodeon. That my teenage girl is a robot. And virtually everything. I missed them all. I wouldn't miss all the shows I have, but I'll be damn sure that I'm not gonna miss the slow internet. I'm not gonna miss the days where my phones are your smartphones before iPhones are basically shit. I'm not gonna miss the days where papers that were taking up more space. Now they're probably gonna take a little bit of space because of digital distribution, all that crap. That I was watching Review Tech USA. It was fun. It was worth it. But I'm not. But I will gonna miss is family gatherings. I'm gonna miss more of the Chinese New Year family visit because my parents are getting maturing. Actually, they're getting they're losing a bit hair and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know. My mom is still going, but my mom is slowly losing a lot of strength. So I'm going to do my best to help her out and all that stuff. Probably for the foreseeable future, maybe, and it will be interesting what will happen in 10 years from now, 5 years from now even, or even less than 5 years from now. I know I don't have a Christmas, I don't have a Christmas birthday gift yet myself, but I would rather burned it, just getting a damn thing than just scraping it and getting a warranty, just saving my own ass, than having to deal with a crappy defective product that in 10 years time I don't even know if it's going to bend. I don't even know if it's going to break. So it would be interesting. Oh my god, it would be fun. It would be interesting though. It would be interesting times where the content creators, the Asian Americans, and Chinese Americans are going to be living. The people that grew up in the 2010s are going to be saying it. Because I'm probably one of the last person to be born that grew up in a transition between 90s and 2000s. I grew up at the times where, I would say in the 90s, my cousin was more worried about, I want to be American, I want to be, not say Chinese, I'm not going to embarrass the shit out of myself, I'm going to try to fit in, and, that's basically I would just punch, like, I would just slap my teenage cousin's self to hell and back for saying that. If it was me, like me now, saw what they said, I would have just like, I would just figuratively slapped them 6 ways from Sunday, just snapping them out and say, you should be proud of yourself. Be proud of what your family had to work their asses for you. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. I know it's like, 90s is where Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Neo Genesis Evangelion, all that, and all the animes start coming out, and you know, all the stuff. You know, with all that PlayStation original, Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64, Game Boy explosion because of Pokemon, and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading cards and Magic the Gathering, and pretty much everything else pop culture related, it did just blow up in the 2000s, and then it blew up again in 2010, so there you go. Sorry, I had to miss everything in a personal discussion. Again, this is a personal discussion video that I would like to ask. I'm sorry that people that were students of Asian American Studies, they were like, what the hell is this guy talking about? This guy was talking his own ass. Or the other teenagers that were in high school, they were like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. I really don't get it. Why are you saying all this stuff? That's the way it is. And I was like, no, man. When I was a student in middle school, all you had to do is walk in, walk out as a parent or as a relative or a cousin or a sibling of a student that used to come to that school. That's it. So, it's, I don't know. I pretty much said everything that I love to say about me growing up Asian American and my personal discussion, my viewpoints of cultures, and I'm sorry everything has to go in between, but it's true. But yeah, it's pretty much like I pretty much gone over what I did in my life. Again, it's a long discussion. I would love to go over an hour, but that's pretty much what you had to hear. It's a long story. I'm sorry. Okay, so the hell. On this note, I'm so tired. I'm probably not going to say something usual. But I would say, this is Sanosuke 2727 LP. Signing out. Have a good one. And also, Happy Chinese New Year in advance. Yes, there are some clarifications that I may have to discuss. I have a lot of import anime items and all those random sorts that I got from Hong Kong and Japanese from the 90s all the way to now. But I know that I love getting import items from the internet, which I don't think in hell my family in the 90s and 2000s would even get it, let alone getting some random game, Super Nintendo game that from eBay at a price in middle school. But eventually, I may not have enough time to get the anime items that I would like, and that's gonna become like the mainstream of getting the items from the like through Amazon Japan, through all the rap websites. That's pretty much gonna be it. It's gonna get more easier than it was in 2000s even. So that's pretty much what I want to say on the topic that I was going to talk about. So thank you, and have fun watching this extra video.